Now we're going to talk about the films we've watched recently. This is a part of our Golden Hour Film Podcast episode on Ashes and Diamonds. And yeah, again, we've clipped this little segment up, turned it into its own individual video. But if you want to go back and watch what would be the last episode of the podcast, feel free, because yeah, we discussed Andrei Vaj's Ashes and Diamonds. But yeah, I reckon I'll take the lead this week. First and foremost, I watched Mickey 17. I hadn't seen this film. I'm a big fan of Bong Joon-ho. And yeah, it reminds me a lot of Okja in that, like, as a film, it's definitely not Bong's most polished work, but the messages behind it and just the general charm that man has and the creativity that he has, I couldn't help but just really like it.
Agree.
I think the only thing better than one Robert Pattinson is two Robert Pattinsons. He's such a great actor. Yeah, I know you said in your review of it on the podcast that it took you a while to get into the voice and then you were into it.
Yeah.
I just, because have you seen The Boy and the Heron with the English?
One,
yeah. From that, I was like, this guy can do weird voices.
Yeah.
What's he? Because I genuinely, purposefully don't watch trailers anymore. I don't like watching trailers. So I had no idea what to expect coming into this. So yeah, as soon as I heard him say like one sentence, I was like, yeah, get him, Robert. But yeah, really into it. I then watched the Andre the Giant documentary from HBO. It's kind of always in those like top 10 wrestling documentaries. So I thought I'd give it a bash. And yeah, it actually is good, because as a big fan of wrestling, I do find it hard to watch wrestling documentaries and find anything new in them. That's why I really enjoyed You Cannot Kill David Arquette, because it was a totally, like, I was aware of his indie run, but I didn't really follow it or anything. So that was interesting. And with this one, I just liked that they were like, yeah, Andre is like an iconic drinker and he's a marvel of the world, but like, he's more than that. Like, they talk about his family, they talk about his growing up in France, how basically he was one thing that I liked that they also reference in the film that like all the wrestlers who were interviewed liked as well is his I don't want to say his chauffeur, but basically his personal assistant who was with him there for his entire career got interviewed. And most of the wrestlers like Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan were like, Jesus, I didn't even know he was still alive. Like, no one has contact with him anymore. So he was a really interesting perspective to get on Andre, because obviously he spent like every day with him. I then watched Black Bag off of Shane's recommendation.
So good.
And yeah, thank you for the recommendation. It's a great film. Really liked it. I was it's Steven's, like, as I said in my silly Letterboxd review, it is in fact Soderbergh in his bag.
Yeah.
He's making his MI5, MI6 espionage stuff with a fun cast of characters, but it's more so about the unraveling plot and the mystery about it. It's not like as quirky as characters as, say, Knives Out or Clue or anything, but the characters are definitely memorable. And yeah, both dinner sequences are fantastic. I then watched Police Story 2. I don't know why I waited so long to watch 2, because 1 is genuinely, in my opinion, yeah, it probably is for me the best action movie ever made. Like, in the history of cinema, Police Story is the best action movie ever made. So I don't know why I held off on watching 2 for so long, because of course I was absolutely obsessed with this movie. This movie is incredible. Jackie Chan is, again, probably for me the best action star in the history of cinema.
He's up there.
His stunt work is like on a different level. The way he always manages, from what I've seen, the way he always manages to deliver on the set piece third act, like, it's always, that I've seen, lived up to the hype. And you're like, oh, well, like, my mind was blown at the stunt work in this movie, because I do love stunt work and I love stunts in film. But everything that happened in that final act was incredible. In that, like, just the barrels and the bombs and the fucking toy cars that are exploding and people getting kicked off windows, and that one shot, or that one stunt that I just couldn't get over because it's all done in once. You know that he actually did it because Jackie Chan's just the guy. Where so basically, you know those like waste disposal chutes that like go from the top floor of a factory into a skip. So he's sliding down it. A bomb blows up the middle of it whilst he's in it, and then he has to catch himself, like still inside the tube. And the fall is like a 4-story fall. So if he falls, he's fucked. And he has to catch himself. And then the tube swings across. And then he, in the one shot, busts through the window and goes back into the factory. It's like mind-blowing how he doesn't die every time. But yeah, and as well, I just like that the film opened with like some of the insane shit that he did in the first one as well. Because they're like, yeah, just to remind you guys, like this guy will literally just do any stunt that like he can think of. Like he'll drive a car through a village, like just smashing up houses, no problem. He'll be grand. Oh yeah, he'll hang onto the back of a moving bus with an umbrella. He'll be fine. Like insane. Police Story is like probably the best action movie I've ever seen in my life.
I've got
Police Story 2 is incredible.
I've got the 3 Police Stories. Literally 4 or 5 days ago, I literally downloaded all 3 of them onto my DVR. So that's given me a big kick up the arse to watch them.
Yeah, I have the third one on 4K as well, so that's getting watched ASAP. I then watched Boy because I do long and ache for New Zealand. New Zealand. What's it called? Coming of age, Taika Waititi to just come back. Yeah. I just need that man to do one more Kiwi coming of age film, and I'll be happy.
Hunt for the Wilder People.
Hunt for the Wilder People is definitely better. It's definitely more polished and refined. But Boy is still fantastic. It's a very rushed ending is the only thing. But fantastic film. Really into it. And then I watched Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, which is it's I want to call it like purposefully boring. It's a very meticulous film that knows that it's meticulous and knows that it's slow, and it just basically hopes that if you're into it and if you just stay really, really focused, that the ending will pay off for you. And yeah, I did like it. I actually thought it was a very well-made film, and all the performances are great. Like, it's an insanely stacked cast. But the pacing at points, I was kind of like, come on, lads, come on, hurry it up a bit now, come on. But the ending is possibly the best part of the whole film. So it's one of those ones where it's like, if you stick around, it's probably worth it. Yeah. What about you, Shane?
Yeah, so for you to get on with, it was my dad's anniversary recently. RP. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah. So I wanted to. Well, one of his favorite films was a film called Shame, which I'm sure everyone's heard of. Believe it or not, supposedly it wasn't named after this film, but anyway, it was one of his favorite films. So I was like, fuck it. Now's as good a time as any to watch it. So I watched that, and I did enjoy it. As far as like being named, well, sharing a name with films, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
I do think that.
Just that kid. That kid gets so much stick.
That kid is so annoying. But listen, it is what it is. He's not the only annoying kid performance in cinema, let's be honest. I think Jean Arthur is an absolute legend. Jean Arthur is an absolute legend. In my opinion, she's one of the best actresses in like classic Hollywood, just in terms of the quality of her output. And I love the fact that she just like constantly just calling bullshit on Shane's like assertions of like, I have to do this. No, you actually don't, pal. Like, you're just doing it because you can, really, because you're good enough. Like, anyway, fair play to her for that. Lawrence of Arabia is like, from a craft point of view, this is like well deserving of its reputation as one of the
I reckon we share the same opinion on Lawrence of Arabia.
Most visually stunning films I've ever seen. Like, I mean, from a craft point of view, it's unbelievable. Like, what David Lee managed to do with this, like hundreds of extras and loads of scenes, and it all works from that point of view. But it's just so long. I'm well up for a long ass historical epic. Like, I went to the cinema.
We literally did Seven Samurai last week. Like,
yeah, exactly. No issue whatsoever. Like, Seven Samurai, perfect example. I went to the cinema twice to see Killers of the Flower Moon. Didn't feel the runtime at all. Went to the cinema twice to see The Irishman. Didn't feel the runtime at all. Like, I'm well up for a long ass film. The Brutalist I enjoyed
as well.
Oppenheimer. The Brutalist I enjoyed, although I did feel the runtime a bit there, I'll be honest. but like this is just so long. It's
Yeah.
it's almost 4 hours, and you feel every bit of those 4 hours, if not longer. So for that reason,
it's a common theme with films that everyone likes that I'm not huge on.
Yeah.
But can you believe I actually watched Lawrence of Arabia hungover? How do you think? Like, could you? It was the longest
I'd
day of
say
my
so.
life.
I wasn't hungover, and it was still just.
Yeah.
It felt
The
like
longest day of my life.
It felt like I turned it on in the morning and turned it off in the nighttime when it didn't, obviously. But it
Yeah.
felt so long. I watched The Naked Gun tune. I did like it, I should say, about Lawrence of Arabia. I did like it, but
Yeah.
it's so well made. But like, it was just too long. It was just too long. The Naked Gun 2.5. Saw the first one there a while back. This is a good sequel. Again, not as good as the first one, but hey ho, it's Hollywood. Yeah, usually the sequels are inferior. The Accountant is a film that, again, sequel coming out next month. So I wanted to watch that. Actually, probably this month by the time you watch this video. But yeah, looking forward to the sequel anyway, even though I hadn't actually seen this, because I just know that it's good. I know that this film, like, it's been on the watch list for a while because I just knew I kind of like it. So yeah, it's a fun actioner. Ben Affleck plays a really interesting character, a neurodivergent accountant who's also just a kick-ass like killing machine. So really interesting stuff. Only the kind of thing Hollywood could come up with, but yeah, fair enough. And then, there's another film that we're going to be covering on the podcast soon, so I won't mention that. Although I did love it, spoiler alert, so watch out for that. But I did not a film, but I did watch the Robert De Niro limited series, 0 Day on Netflix, which is a big old pile of shite, and I would recommend no one watches that. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I saw his new films also getting bombed.
Yeah.
Reviews wise. So
I kept waiting for something interesting, but this cast is so stacked. De Niro, Jesse Plemons, who else? Joan Allen, Connie Britton,
Leo G. Carroll.
Yeah, maybe everyone but Leo G. Carroll basically is in this limited series. It feels like, but it's just I kept waiting for something interesting to happen, but every once in a while something will, but then it just go right back to being uninspired and boring. So yeah, I personally didn't like it, but it is what it is. Obviously, apologies for the TV little recommendation there. Well, not a recommendation there, but yeah.
Yeah, fuck TV. Boo.
I'm not. I love my TV, but yeah.
Nah, I'm joking.
Don't watch 0 Day. Don't watch 0 Day.